I would like to welcome the extraordinary family of Norman David Ward. Recently passed away on June 22nd this year. He was 95 years old. And Anne Marie Brady Ward, who is here with us also today on Zoom, 90 years old, and a 1951 graduate of St. Mary's High School. Married 70 years and moved to Lynn in 1953, lived in Lynn the rest of their lives. Mr. Ward served in the Army National Guard, worked hard all his life at many different jobs, all kinds of jobs, steam fireman, at Middleton TB Hospital, Essex County Courthouse, Sears and Saugus, the post office in Lynn. He was active both in St. Patrick's Church and Sacred Heart Church as an usher and a volunteer. Coach, West Lynn National Little League, scout leader, enjoyed camping at Moosehead Lake, and loved the time with his family and his dog Brady. My personal first contact with this extraordinary family was as a counselor and co-op director at Lynn Tech High School. I was able to help them obtain their first job in their chosen careers, in their chosen technical fields. And the fact is that we start with Kevin Joseph Ward. Kevin Joseph Ward was able, as a major in the electrical program, A1 Electric in Revere. And secondly, James Michael Ward, major in data processing, computer programming at Lynn Tech, was able to place him at Livermore Shoe in Lynn as a computer operator. And I'd like to say also that he is the president of the Lynn Tech Alumni Association. And I continue to work with him today as a member of the Lynn Tech Alumni. Glenn John Ward, major in electronics, placed at Analogic in Wakefield. And Lynn Mary Usher, data processing, computer programming, placed at the Eastern Bank. All Lynn Tech grads. The next guests here today, both from St. Mary's and Classical High School, we have their further education, their formal education, in addition to those who are majored in technical education. Thomas Peter Ward, Northeastern University, civil engineering and an auditor. Mark Edward Ward, Northeastern University, engineering major, master's degree, Salem State University in computer programming. Karen Ann Jazlio, Lynn Tech postgraduate in dental assisting and the Lynn Hospital School of Nursing. Donna Marie Karima, Lynn Hospital School of Nursing. Julie Ellen Ward, Salem State University, a bachelor's degree in business administration and a master's degree in educational leadership. Daniel Norman Ward, Salem State University, criminal justice bachelor's degree, master's, Suffolk University in criminology. And Tracy Joan Clement, North Shore Community College, major in education. And we also again have her mom there with her, that she was a graduate of St. Mary's High School. Terrence Brady Ward, bachelor's degree, business administration, Salem State University. All professional careers. Each and every one of them chose a very special career pathway, and I couldn't be more proud of them. This is an extraordinary family. Each of the guests that are here today, we're going to begin by asking them questions and hearing from them. So we shall start with Thomas Peter Ward, and the questions from Thomas Peter Ward is as follows, beginning with, tell us about yourself, Tom.
Good morning, everybody. I am married now in 1975. Graduated, well, let's start at the beginning. Graduated from St. Mary's in 72. Went to Northeastern. got a civil engineering degree in 77, graduated. Worked at several jobs, and then in 1996 became an ISO 9000 consultant and auditor. Married in 1975 to my wife Debbie. We have 4 children, boy, girl, and each of them have 3 children, so we have 12 grandchildren. That's my story.
Okay, thank you very much. And the next question, again, we're going to go in order here. The next question goes to Karen. Again, tell us about yourself.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name's Karen Jarslow. I'm a retired registered nurse. I'm still working at a local school in Nahant. I am a mother of 2 daughters, and I have 2 grandchildren. Married to my husband in 1972. His name's Daniel Jarslow. And I graduated St. Mary's 73, and then I went to Lynn Vocational Tech, and I graduated there 75, I believe. Yep. And then I went on to enroll at Lynn Hospital School of Nursing and graduated there in 1978. And I worked as a registered nurse for 42 years and loved every minute of it. I did become a legal nurse consultant through Northeastern University. I'm retired, but I'm kind of bored, so I think I'm going to work a little more. That's
Okay.
it for me.
Okay, Kevin. Kevin, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I started out at Lynn Tech, went to A1 Lighting, then went to Rudolph Electric, then started at GE in 1980 as a and now lead maintenance analyst at General Electric for 43 years now. My wife Laurie, married to, have 3 boys and a girl and 10 grandchildren. I moved up to New Hampshire a couple of years ago. Originally always from Lynn. Supposed to go up there for retirement soon.
Okay, tell us, are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay, Donna, tell us about yourself.
Good morning. Can everybody hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Hi. I'm having trouble seeing everybody, but I can. I thought I joined. My name is Donna Marie Ward Creamer. I graduated from Lynn Classical in '76 and Lynn Hospital School of Nursing in '79, and grew up in Lynn. Was active as a child in the Junior Achievement Program and volunteer at the hospital, and married my husband David in 1977. I have 4 children, 3 boys and a girl, and 6 grandchildren. And currently, due to my children and their wings, we moved to Denver, Colorado. And I currently work as a nurse there. I worked at Lynn Hospital and Lynn Union for years, and I actually worked with you, Judy, at as a school nurse at Lynn Tech. I don't know if you remember. It was a brief period as the school nurse there, and then, as I say, currently I work at St. Joe's Hospital in Denver per diem, and enjoy traveling, which I'm doing right now with my husband, and enjoying my grandchildren. Thank you.
Tell us about your.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Tell us about yourself, Jim.
Good morning, everyone.
Jim Ward, president of the alumni, like Judy said, married to Denise Doucette, and she's a 79 graduate of Lynn Tech. We've been married for 43 years. We have 3 kids, 4 grandkids. I'm currently working at Liberty Mutual Insurance as a senior change manager.
So I started out as a computer operator. Judy got me a job as a computer operator, worked my way up through computer operations, got into technical support of mainframes, and then from there got into disaster recovery, and now I'm into change management. So,
He's not here, right?
no.
Okay. Lynn, tell us about yourself.
What's that like?
Did I say? Lynn? Lynn Mary?
Yes.
Tell us about yourself.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I graduated from Lynn Tech in 1981, and I grew up in Lynn, and I married Paul Usher in 1981. I have 2 children, a boy and a girl, 4 grandchildren, and 1 on the way. And I've worked in the health field for quite a while, where I work now. I moved up to New Hampshire 2 years ago to be closer to the kids and the grandkids. And I still work here at the health fields in Elliott.
Okay, Mark.
We can't hear him.
Mark, you're muted.
I'll go on.
There you go.
Okay.
Mark Ward. I graduated Lynn Classical in 1983, and then I moved to. I got married in 2003. I have 2 children. They're both one's a junior, one's a senior at Essex Tech over in Danvers. And I went to 1 year at Northeastern in the engineering program. And then I graduated from Salem State in the computer science program. I'm currently working at GE, remarkably in the same group as Kevin. I'm a business leader in the machine services group. And I live in Raleigh now.
Okay. Julie?
Right here.
She's with you.
Hi, good morning. So I was born in Lynn, with the rest, and graduated 1985 from Lynn Classical High School. Went on to Salem State University for a business degree, and further went back to school for a master's degree in educational leadership. I have 3 children and 2 grandchildren. I still work here in the city of Lynn. I was here for early on in my careers during a career change in around 1993, where I became a teacher here. I was here in Lynn teaching for about 14 years, left and did a variety of other educational opportunities outside of the city, and returned back here to Lynn in 2021. And I'm one of the assistant directors of curriculum and instruction in Lynn here now, supporting growth and development of this great city. And I live in Peabody, and I'm just happy to be here.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a career and an excellent job areas. Daniel.
Good morning, everyone. Judy, and thank you for what you do. I was Lynn Classical grad, class of 1987. Proud West Lynner. Moved on to Salem State, graduated with a bachelor's degree in criminal justice in 1991. Previous to graduating, I married Melissa Lombara Ward, my current wife of, 33 years. And we have 4 children and 2 grandchildren. I currently live in Atlanta. I actually, in 92 through 2000, I was a Lynn police officer. Ended up retired in 2000 and relocated to Atlanta, where I've coached and taught. Coached and taught there for probably about 14 years. And now retired, enjoying the grandkids, and living in Peachtree City, Georgia.
Okay. Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. Still live in Lynn, live with mom. I graduated in 1988 from Lynn Classical, went to North Shore Community, took some educational courses, never finished. Currently working for Lynn Public Schools as a para in the special needs department. I work with autistic children, in the high school setting. And I have a daughter, 21. She is at UMass Lowell currently. She's going to be a senior. And I think that's it.
Okay. Terrence?
Good morning. It's Terry Ward, 1990 graduate, Lynn Classical High School, 95 graduate of Salem State with a bachelor's degree in business administration. I taught in the Lynn schools for 10 years. I've been 17 years now in the Lynn District Court Probation Department. I'm married in 06 to Amy Blumen. 2 children, Jacob, 16, Anastasia, 13, and I live in Reading, Mass.
Okay. Anne Marie Brady Ward. Tell us about yourself.
Tell them about yourself, Mom.
I'm a mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. We have presently 33 grandchildren and 39,
No, 40.
42 great-grandchildren, and we enjoy them immensely. They're always visiting us.
Tell them where you graduated.
I graduated from St. Mary's High School in 1950. We were the first class to graduate from the Lynn City Hall, which had been just built. I enjoy the life I have now. I worked hard all my life, and I enjoy and love all my family. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. We're so happy to have you. Okay, your dad, I know, gave some very strong advice. What advice did both your dad and mom offer to all of you that led to the extraordinary family that you are today? Once again, Tom, could you take the this question?
Sure. I'll keep it simple. The things my dad always said, well, dad and mom, work hard and take care of your family. That's what we heard from, that's what I heard from my parents.
Okay, is that the answer that all of you would give? Work hard and take care of your family? Should I go on to the next question?
Oops.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. He had many sayings, but yeah, that was one of the main things he always stressed.
Did you want to add one more, Jim?
He always said, I remember a few things, be like a sponge and absorb everything you can, you know, and you learn everything. He did everything himself, so, you know, he wanted all of us to take the, you know, initiative of learning things and absorb them so that we could do things for ourselves.
Okay.
He always said to be humble.
That's a
I have to add that because
He did.
that was a big message he had, you know, and be grateful.
And you're dealing with some big egos.
Yeah,
So we have to check ourselves,
all the time,
okay? That's-
24
that's
hours
the
a day,
truth.
7 days a week.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other comments on that?
Yes, I would like, this is Donna, I would like to say he was an advocate of ethics, strong work ethic, honesty, and integrity. And I think that was, you know, and he focused on having us all get an education or a trade or to continue on his legacy, so.
June, would you care to share a memory or a thought? Again, this time we'll start again with Tom.
I guess when I saw that question, the first thing I thought of was I was probably one of the luckier in the group in that being the oldest in the early days of not having so many children, I got to do some things with Dad that probably a lot of the others didn't. I vividly remember taking a Boy Scout trip up to Expo 67 in 1967 with Dad. And we also took a Boy Scout trip down to Washington, D.C., stopping at West Point. So I got to do some things with him, but once the rest of the gang came on board, he probably wasn't as free to do those kinds of things. So those are my most vivid memories.
Good memories. Karen.
I remember his love of dogs. You know, like he just had a great love of dogs, and Brady in particular. The love of his family was very strong. And my dad was a simple, like, humble guy. You know, he was a hard worker. You know, and he had a lot of great stories to tell. To this day, I wish I could hear just one more story from him. You know, but yeah, he was a character. My dad, he was a real character.
Okay. Kevin?
Yeah, I remember almost all the jobs he worked. He used to take me with him sometimes. Learned a lot from him. You know, do a lot of mechanical, electrical, stuff like that that he taught me. It was great to spend all that time with him when I was young.
Donna?
Hi, yes.
There you go.
I think would be his strong, genuine personality. The biggest thing is the love he had for my mom. He had, you know, no matter what, he was beside her, with her, and he, that was a great thing to witness, the love for my mom. He taught me to play cribbage, and we played a little cribbage together. Again, his stories about his life and his memories of Maine. That was one of his happy place. Nature, Lynn Woods, Maine, anywhere he could be in nature with his dogs and his country. He loved Maine because that was his grandfather's and his dad's home. So that's some great memories of Dad.
Thank you, Donna. Jim?
It's like Kevin was saying, I remember him he doing everything, you know, doing his own plumbing in the house, his own electrical. I'd look out the window in the yard, he'd be pulling a motor out of the car and putting a new motor in the car, and he did everything. And one of the other key things is he saved everything for all of us. When we all moved out of the house, he handed us all a folder full of all our report cards, all of our Dear John letters, whatever we, you know, growing up, all our pictures, they were all in the folder. He would hand us the folder and off we went.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something. Wow. Lynn?
Oh, Glenn's not here. I was going to say you skipped Glenn. I agree. He always taught us to work hard, and I enjoyed going camping with him because all my brothers would disappear, and I'd stay back and help him set up everything. But he was always willing to take us wherever he could, whenever he could. And I enjoyed spending over 10 years when I moved back home with him and Mom. And I miss it, but he gave us everything he could, and that's what we need to have.
Mark?
Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, they've covered most of it, but yeah, I always remember him when I was younger. He always worked 2 full-time jobs, but always found time to spend with us. And every year, sorry, I'm getting choked up. He would always take us camping no matter what. And I didn't realize Lynn stayed back. I thought we all ditched him and left him to set up, but he found joy in it somehow.
Julie?
Echoing everything that everyone has said, I also remember that in addition to working all of the time, he was selfless. His whole commitment was to us. Between work and home, he barely had time for anything else, obviously with all of the children. But he would make an effort. I can remember him going over to Tracy Elementary School and setting up a full carnival, for example, for all of the families and the teachers there. And that was in the few hours he had at home. He just was always committed and dedicated to serving us. And so that he really lived a life of service to his family, to his community. And really, it's just a proud and memorable, and it's an aspirational responsibility of mine to try and achieve that type of humility and recognition. The other thing is he would pack lunches for us in the morning. I don't know how. And he would come home from work all night, and he would have lunches lined up on the counter for all of us.
Breakfast made, lunches on the counter.
Right? And I used to think, I don't know how he, when I reflect, I think, how did he do that? How did he pull this off? But he did it with love. He loved us. He showed us love. And we live love now because of him and my mom.
Wow. Dan.
Again, reiterating all this stuff, and Mark, I think Judy designed the questions that way to get us upset, but I'll try not to get emotional. But, Tom said that he spent time with them and he didn't expect him, but I'm 10th, Lynn's, 7th, Mark's 8th, and all have mentioned that he spent time with us.
Yeah, you spent time with
Julie, it's interesting that, like Julie just said, how he found time to spend with us, But again, it was out of love, and that's what it was all about.
Tracy.
Hi. Just to piggyback on what everybody else said, absolutely. He was an amazing man. And honestly, he set the standard so high that I'm divorced. And I'm never going to find a man like him. Never. He was amazing and the best dad. And like I said, he set the standard so high.
Wow. Terrence.
My memory comes when I was in Little League and just knowing he was there, knowing he worked 2 40-hour jobs.
Okay. Anne Marie, do you want to comment on a memory?
On a memory, he is a exemplary description of love. He had so much love, and he never, ever forgot us. We will miss him forever. Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you. Impacting, you all lived in Lynn for a good part of your growing up years. And how do you impact not only this North Shore community, but the communities that each of you live in now? Starting with Tom.
Well, I guess to answer that question, I did spend most of my time in Saugus. I moved to Saugus in '79 and spent 40 years in Saugus. Did a lot of community service there, ran a basketball league, served on board of directors for little leagues and softball leagues and things like that. But standing back and looking at the 12 of us impacting the community, when you think about the nurses and the teachers and the people involved in education, I think we've all had a chance to impact the North Shore, and as you've already heard, the communities that they presently live in.
Now.
Yes.
Yes. Karen, your thoughts?
Well, I think for me it was more nursing. I was a graduate of Lynn Hospital School of Nursing, I'm proud to say. And I worked at both Lynn hospitals for probably about 18 years of my career. And I came back to Lynn and worked for Lynn Community Health Center for several years and helped with the underserved of Lynn. And it was really a great experience for me. So right now I work in Nahant in the school system, just helping the nurse there with some nursing.
Your background leads you directly to impacting whatever community you decide to work in. Karen.
Kevin.
Oh, I missed.
You did Karen.
I did Karen. I'm sorry. Kevin, you're right. Kevin.
Yeah. Sort of followed in his footsteps. When my kids were younger, I used to do the carnivals at the Lynn schools to help out. So a lot of that came from him. He was always there. You needed him, sure.
Thank you. Donna?
Hi, I guess similar to Karen, having a nursing career, most of the impact was there.
I did work for the city for a little while as a school nurse and a city hall nurse. I did work at both hospitals and have moved quite a bit. I guess my dad would call me the gypsy of the family because I tend to move. And now that most of my family have settled elsewhere, I've kind of given them wings and followed them to be part of that community. And again, with nursing, I stay involved in the community.
Okay, Jim?
So it goes back to question 2. One of the sayings to me that I remember was pay it forward. So I've always tried to help out as much as I can. I was president of Lynn Park softball. I was president of Lynn Youth Hockey. I was vice president of Babe Ruth Baseball, Pine Hill Little League. I've umpired, so I've been involved, and I'm the current president of Lynn Tech alumni. I've been on all the boards of almost every organization in the city, and tried to, pay it forward.
Your career and background is exceptional, and certainly in each area that you've chosen to help out, your career has made you an exceptional player in that career field. Lynn?
I think that we've all spent time in Lynn and done our share. Most of all, like they all said, I piggyback all of them, that Dad always helped us out and always wanted to be part of the community, which made us part of the community. And also Mom was always helping us to do something with the community. So I think it's all one big happy family.
Mark?
Yeah, I think, much as they've all said, it's not just in Lynn. It all starts in Lynn because we all grew up in Lynn, and we all volunteered our time and participated in so many things, and we're all very passionate about anything we're involved with. But what I'd see is that not only through us having moved, Donna to Colorado, Danny to Colorado, and Glenn to Colorado, we've sort of taken that Lynn, growing up, and brought it to other places. And I see it also with the grandchildren, and probably the same with the great-grandchildren. So it's that legacy that he created. It's amazing.
It is amazing. It is. Julie?
Because I started my career here and I, changed careers from business into education purposefully to serve the community and to support the community, going off and doing a number of different jobs, again in education, but returning back here to the community to really, create better outcomes for our students, for our youth in this community is really an ambition of mine currently. And I feel like that is something that our father would always, instill in us, the valuable sort of advantage of having an education, whatever that is, whether it was vocational or moving on, to get those skills in order to, give back, like Jim said, to the community and have greater outcomes for us. And that's what he did for us. And so that's what I think we're trying to live and enact in our lives.
Okay. Daniel?
Again, to dovetail on everybody, public service. I mean, you said it. A bunch of people have said it. That's what we are. We're public servants. Community is huge. I think we're struggling in that area right now.
Yes.
And I think that what you're doing here is huge.
Shining a light on
Right.
positive
community,
impacts in this community.
To let people know that the community's out there and get involved. And, that's what my dad taught us.
Absolutely. Tracy?
Hi. Everybody has said, I've been in the school system for 16 years, and I feel like the job I have, I'm totally giving back. Working with autistic children, it has its days, but it's so rewarding and it's amazing. And like they said, my dad's work ethic, I could never even compare to it. He was amazing. He worked so hard. I don't know how he did it, but
Okay. Anne Marie, I wonder if I'm not going to ask about your impact on the community. Your impact is right here, some on Zoom and some in the studio. But I'd like to ask you the glue that keeps the family together. Basically, what would you say? This family
The bond
is together.
that is established will never leave because he kept us in a group, always in his thoughts.
Okay. All right, Tom. The glue.
I'm probably going to steal everybody else's thunder, but to me, it's what's the word I want to say?
Conditional.
Unconditional love. That's the way it is between us, mom to dad, dad to mom, dad, both of them to us, and us to each other. I mean, unconditional love.
Okay. Karen.
I think the traditions, that we shared in the family, the willingness for all of us to learn and grow, we got that from him. Supporting one another, the strength, the support, he was stubborn, but he was steadfast, you know what I mean? And I'm just saying things, he gave to us that it's become the glue, I think, that holds us together. He was sincere, and in his own right, he was successful,
Very. Yes.
And so that's a lot of glue.
That's a lot of glue.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah. He definitely kept us together somehow or another. And no matter what you did, he was always there for you. We did some stunts for sure. And he was always there to help out, no matter what you did.
Donna.
I would say again the love, that Tom mentioned, the unconditional, the devotion, the caring. He was bold, brave, considerate. He just had all these great qualities that was such a tributation to him. So
I would describe the two words would be the morals, our morals, and the ethics that he portrayed to us and drilled to us. It held us all together, and he was always saying stuff like, "Never be afraid to make a mistake. Just learn from it."
Just learn from it. Wow. Lynn.
I say the same as most of them, the unconditional love, all the traditions we always had, he always made time for all of us, and we always made time for each other, and we've always been there for each other, which makes it definitely a big glue hold the family together.
Julie.
So I would say that, again, echoing everything that we've all shared here today, and what I hold on to is also that what I see in each of my siblings is like an aspect of my dad, and it makes me feel like he's still here with me. And it's a way that I can
That's wonderful.
carry him in my heart, but through my family. And it's because of him that I feel that way. He always, focused us on loving each other. And no matter what, of course, there's 12 of us. There's been turbulence, right, over the years, but he always told us, I love each one of you. I love you all. And he wanted us to love each other. And he did that by showing us that love. So,
Dan?
I would reiterate Tom's thing. It's mom and dad are the glue, obviously. It's kind of an obvious thing. They're the glue because of the love they had for us and each other. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And the song is "All You Need Is Love," right?
Right.
I don't know who sings it. I can't nail it.
The Beatles.
The
Says it
Beatles. That's
all,
what I
and
thought. There you go.
Tracy.
I'm going to reiterate what everybody has said, and also family and the unconditional love. Family meant everything to my dad, and it does to me too.
Terrence?
Yeah, I just think of the family aspect of just never forgetting each other.
Okay, okay. Where are you all living and working today? Tom?
I currently live in North Reading. As I said, I lived in Saugus for 40 years. That's where my children grew up. But I currently live in North Reading. And I work everywhere. I do this auditing and consulting on ISO all over, predominantly the Northeast.
Okay. Karen?
I live in Nahant, and I work as an RN there per diem. Just really enjoying the elementary school there, you know, and the kids.
Excellent. Kevin?
Yes, I work at GE in Lynn. Been here 43 years. And I just moved a couple of years ago up to East Kingston, New Hampshire. That's his fault for sure. I love New Hampshire like he did. That's about it.
Donna?
Hi, I currently live in the Denver area. As I say, I was drawn there by my family, my children, and work in the healthcare system as well, still at the local hospital. And yeah, as I said, I've moved a little bit, but that's where I'm settled right now.
Hey, Jim?
I currently live in Hampton, New Hampshire, and work at Liberty Mutual Insurance, which is in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So that's why I moved up there to Hampton. I moved up there about 7 years ago. But before that, always lived in Lynn.
And Lynn?
I currently live in New Hampshire, and I work at Elliott Hospital. I do surgical scheduling for the general surgeon.
Excellent. Mark?
Yeah, I work at GE Aerospace in Lynn, and I've been here in different roles since 1988, and I live in Rowley, Mass.
Hey, Julie?
I currently live in Peabody, Mass, and this is my 30th year in education, more than half of which has been committed to Lynn Public Schools.
Daniel?
I live in Peachtree City, Georgia, which is just southwest of Atlanta. Currently, I'm not working. I'm working at 309 Pine Gate for my wife, Melissa, if we're going to be honest.
Hilarious.
But I'm retired from teaching and coaching at McIntosh High School in Peachtree City.
And as a Lynn police officer?
Yeah, retired from,
Yeah.
that's a long time ago, Judy. I almost didn't remember that.
I know. Okay. Tracy?
Hi, I'm 52 years in Lynn, still in Lynn. Currently work for Lynn Classical High School in the special education department with the autistic children. I'm 16 years.
Wow. And Terrence?
Yeah, I live in Reading, Massachusetts since 2006, and I work as a probation officer for 17 years in Lynn District Court.
Okay. What is it like to be part of this extraordinary family? Let's start again with Tom.
I guess I would start with interesting. At times frustrating, confused, but for the most part, it's loving. It's what we've been saying right along. You know, as Julie said, I think earlier, we've had our bumps and issues over the years, but here we are all still together, loving each other as Dad would want us to.
Okay. Karen?
I think there's a specialness to it. I don't know. I like to brag about it a little bit, you know, even though there is a lot of bumps in the road. I feel a sense of security because I know that I can pick up the phone and call any one of my brothers or sisters, and I think they'd be right there, honestly, and vice versa. And I feel a lot of pride being part of this group. You know, I really do.
Yes, I can understand that. Kevin?
Yeah, I think that it's been really nice having a big family. I know a lot of people wonder about that, but it was really good. There's always somebody there to, pick you up. Because my father taught us that. We stick together and we'll do good. We did.
Donna?
Hi, I feel very blessed to be a part of so many amazing personalities and amazing, interests, and to share in the common value and the common bond we have, which will always stay there. Will always stay there. We're just so blessed to, be able to share in our similarities and our differences, and all the love we've been surrounded with our whole life.
Jim.
Really honored to be, part of this clan, as we've been called. And it's just, there's so, like you say, there's so many accomplishments of all the siblings have, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And to mention, I want to mention this right here, this calendar right here. My father used to do a family tree maker, and every Christmas he would give out this calendar to everyone. And it has everybody's birthday, everybody's marriage, all the kids, the grandkids, the great-grandkids, they're all on that calendar. And he would print out 12 copies, and at Christmas, every one of us would get a copy of it.
And I now have
And he's doing it now.
You're doing it?
Yeah, I'm now taking
Okay.
care of it.
No, I can understand that. Lynn,
I think, like everybody else said, all our love and we share for each other, and mom and dad taught us that. But I mean, I agree with Karen, the bragging rights of growing up with a big family. And, it's amazing when I tell people I grew up with 7 brothers. They kind of look at me like, wow. But it was an amazing life, amazing fun. We've always had a great bond with each other, and Dad would be truly appreciative of us keeping that together.
okay. Mark. Mark?
Where'd Mark go?
Okay, I'll go on.
Muted, Mark.
Mark, are you there?
Tracy told him he was muted, but maybe he's...
Well, let's go on to Julie, and we'll come
Oh,
back.
I got my unmute, sorry about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
Mark.
I think it was, it was quite a experience. People ask me about growing up in such a big family, and I say, well, I didn't know any better, but I wouldn't have it any other way. These are, my best friends are right here in this family, and we really came together at the end. That last week was an amazing thing for me.
Wow.
That last week when my father passed.
Yeah. Julie.
Yeah, to echo, I think comfort is a word that comes to mind. Like Lynn and Karen and others have said, growing up with 7 brothers was, certainly of benefit in a lot of ways. There was a sense of security and comfort in knowing that I had brothers and sisters always there that would step up and support me even to this day. And I think that, when my dad became, acutely ill and in the end, I just watched my family step up in amazing ways to take care of him. It was just so, it was wonderful, and it made me feel that sense of comfort again, knowing that even through all the chaos and the excitement and ups and downs, that people are just there for each other. And I think it's something that we can depend on.
Okay, Dan.
Probably mentioned, proud, blessed, and blessed in the way that the last 5 of us had surrogate parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, they took us places. We got the benefit from that of helping raise their kids. So now we know how to raise kids.
Says it all.
One other point was, I can pick on Julie, but no one else in the community can.
Yeah.
The last good one was the last pork chop on the table and 5 forks go in it. That's what Tom's means interesting.
Okay.
Always interesting.
Tracy.
I
Muted.
Oh,
Tracy, I'm muted.
Sorry. I'd say hectic and crazy would describe it, but I feel very lucky and blessed to have grown up with such a great family, and I feel very lucky. So.
Okay. Terrence?
I would say the family dynamic is unique to me. There's never a dull moment in the love that I have.
Okay. The idea of the advice that you would all give, and I think I'd like to ask Anne Maria also that same question, the fact that this is an extraordinary family and that you might add to what everybody else has already said.
Do you have anything to add, Mom, about what we were talking about?
Well, in closing, I just think the love of God is such a good guidance, and there's always somebody to help you if you're a member of this Ward family.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Okay. What advice? We live in challenging times. What advice would you give to other families in light of the many challenges that we all face today? Could we start again with Tom?
Sure. Again, I'd be echoing what my dad and mom taught us, and that's work hard, stay busy. That's something we always were taught, and I know I taught my kids. Keep them busy, keep them out of trouble. We're playing sports, involved in theater, involved in extracurricular activities. Keep the kids busy, keep them off the machines, and just love each other.
Karen?
Never give up. Work hard. Believe in yourself. Show yourself some kindness. It's hard sometimes. Be grateful. Be confident but humble. And it's okay to be upset, angry, sad. We're human, That's what I
Yes.
feel that my dad would have said,
Okay, Kevin?
Yes, he would have definitely told us to work hard, stay close to each other as a family, and keep the faith. It goes a long ways. That's it.
Donna?
I guess the best thing that I could say is quoting from the prayer that my dad chose. The prayer to St. Francis. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. I guess that's the best advice I could ever give.
Pretty good advice. Jim?
So here's another one of his sayings. He used to say, don't ever knock anybody until you've walked in their shoes. He used to say that. And if you have a problem with something, get involved. Like Danny said, get involved and straighten it out. If you can't, if it can't be straight, get involved.
Okay. Lynn?
I'm just going to steal Karen Ann's thunder. She said it perfectly. That's just the way everything Dad would want.
Hey, Mark?
Yeah, I don't really have a lot to add. The love, work hard, humility, keep the faith. That's my father. Did everything in moderation. He was pretty amazing. The wealth of knowledge he had.
Okay, Julie?
Yeah, I would say, then it's been said, leading with love and, holding yourself to a high standard the way he did hold himself and, try and replicate the life that he led in the ways that he did, in the prayer, as Donna said, right? He led with love.
Daniel?
Same. St. Francis prayer obviously says a lot. Some of the things Karen and other people have said, that's the advice we would pass on to this next generation, because it's like you said, it's challenging times. and you need a good base, good foundation, good head on your shoulders. Stay busy, stay out of trouble. My mom used to make sure we were playing a sport or getting a job at 9 years old. I mean, it was serious business.
Keeps you out of trouble.
Sure did.
Absolutely. Tracy.
I'm going to say unconditional love, faith, and humility.
And Terrence?
Yeah, I would just tell people it's a long road, but it has great outcomes. That's the way I look at it.
All right, see that. Yep.
Okay, and Anne Marie, would you want to add anything to advice to other families in light of the challenges they face?
Wait, go ahead.
There are many challenges, but face them one at a time and always think there is a God and He will be there to help you.
Okay. The final question, of course, goes back to your children, the children and grandchildren that are in your family. What advice would you give to them? Let's start again with Tom.
I'm just going to repeat what I said previously. Stay busy, work hard, get a career, and stick with it, and stick with your family.
Karen?
I'd say withhold judgment. I think it was Jimmy that said something about that. Like, don't, until you walk a mile in their shoes, someone said something. Withhold judgment. Be grateful, be humble, it's hard. Celebrate the joyful moments, and be supportive to each other.
I'm going to let you jump in now because we're down to the last closing area. Anybody else want to add what you would say to your children?
I got a couple.
Okay,
loved
Jim.
and valued no matter what. It's okay to make mistakes. You're never too old or too young to learn something new. I'm proud of you. You can always do anything you put your mind to, and you can always talk to me.
Oh, wow, that's a good. Okay, I'd like to thank all of my guests from this remarkable, extraordinary family of Norman and Anne Marie Ward. They leave a powerful legacy of a family, 12 children, 33 grandchildren, and 42 great-grandchildren, plus 2 more expected. And I think somebody has one more thing to add. Go ahead, jump in. We're, again, thankful to have this extraordinary family here today.